Ohayou gozaimasu. Today is May 18th. And today's my birthday. I'm 25, y'all. I'm 25. I basically just woke up and yeah, I'm barefaced. I'm single right now. Today I've decided that I will do a video blog of my whole day, and I'll be answering 25 questions that my friends sent in. Join the journey today. And bing! So I came to McDonald's for McMorning. Okay, now I'm done preparing my breakfast, so let me answer the first question. Is it okay for me to have this hair color for my work? The easy answer is no. I'm so sorry to my boss. I never told her I was gonna do this hair. I just went for it, and then I came to work and they saw me, and her reaction was like, "Oh, you changed your hair," and I was like, "Yeah." Honestly, she originally told me to stay within like the natural hair colors, and I bleached my hair, so I'm sorry. Crispy. What's my dream hair color? My dream hair color always changes. Of course, I want to have like a whole pink hair, but I know the whole pink hair is not going to look good on me. This is my dream hair right there. Yeah. Did you know that iced tea in Japan is not sweet? First time I drank iced tea here, I was like surprised. Like, it's legit just tea plus ice. It's not like the iced tea I drink back in the Philippines or in Korea. What's my best hair color? Like a picture of it. Here's my favorite hair color, probably the best, I think. Of course it's pink. But I also like this hair color. I know my hair is messy right now, but I really like this hair color as well. It's the lightest I've went like a whole head. So while I'm preparing, doing my makeup, I want to answer the next question. What Japanese beauty products would you recommend? I'm not really big with makeup. I look like I do good makeup, but I don't. Honestly, I can't. But I do have a recommendation for like your skin. The first one is this Kokujun. I don't know if I said that correctly. It's moisturizer. I just apply it after I wash my face. Yeah, and it helps because my skin gets really dry, especially during winter. Yeah, I like this one. I also use this one. It's makeup remover. I love how it removes my makeup really well. Yeah, you just like kind of apply it on your face and then you wash your face, and it's very clean and very nice feel after. Okay, I'm almost done preparing. Yes, I have lenses, contact lens. I don't have a problem with my eye. It's just that I like wearing it for fashion. So now I'm gonna put some nails. Yay! Yum yum. So cute. Yum. Hello. Okay, so I'm finally out. It's rainy, but you know, show must go on. I'm going to Hitachinaka City. I'm going to watch a movie, and I will go to a flower park. I know it's rainy, but you know, I'll take my chances. And while driving, I will also try to answer some questions, as long as I can focus driving and talking. What's your MBTI personality type? I am INTJ. T. I'm a turbulent INTJ. You can look it up. You can read about it. It describes me. Probably, yeah, it's pretty accurate. I kind of enjoy. Like, I can agree
there's one song I always sing. I sing 마지막처럼 by Blackpink. Yeah, I like that song. It's really cute. It's super girly. Baby는 떡질 것처럼 만나줘. 그만 생각해 뭐가 그리 어려워. Yeah, that's it. How long does it take for you to prepare in the morning? On a typical day, given that I've already showered the night before, it only takes me 30 minutes to prepare like everything. Like I get up, I eat breakfast, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, do my makeup, get dressed. Yeah, 30 minutes. Pretty fast, right? How many languages do you speak? I speak 4. I speak Filipino, of course, my mother tongue, Filipino or Tagalog as they call it, and then English, of course, and then Korean, and my 4th is Japanese. Why did you decide to go to Korea and Japan? Like I had 2 different motivations going into Korea and Japan. First, Korea. Back then, I was just really interested in Korea. I liked K-pop, I liked K-drama, and I was studying Korean. And the opportunity just came, like for me to apply for KGSP, and I did pass it. So I went to Korea, and the rest is history. For Japan, prior to coming here in Japan to live, I traveled to Japan like twice, and during my trip I really kind of liked the vibe, the atmosphere of Japan, and I was thinking to myself like I want to try living here. During the time that I want to change jobs, I found out about JET program and I applied for it, and again, yeah, I passed. So that's how I moved to the 2 countries. So I arrived. So let's get out of here and watch a movie. You know, theaters are my safe haven. It's the place where I feel really just calm and I can just focus on something. Okay, let's go. I had a last minute change of heart. I was gonna watch The Gentleman, and then I saw that they're playing The Father here today, so I'm like, no, I'm watching that one, The Father, like the one with Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, so yeah, it's 10 minutes later, so yeah. I finished watching The Father. It was a really good movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but the idea is fresh and the acting is just top notch. I mean, Anthony Hopkins, what do you expect? Really, really great. Now I'm off for lunch. Let's go. Woo! I'm in Hitachi Seaside Park, and well, as expected, there's not a lot of people. It's gloomy, but at least it's not raining, so yes, I freaking win. Look at my handy friend, the tripod and my DSLR. So, look forward to all the pictures. Yay! Okay, let's continue some questions. Did you learn any earthquake evacuation protocols in Japan? I did. I think so. I just got like advice of like what to do during an earthquake. When it's happening, you have to hide under a table or something to protect yourself in case of anything that falls. And then if it's very bad, you have to evacuate. So how are Japanese people in general coping with COVID-19? Well, we're all still wearing masks. Like honestly, the government cannot really impose like a hard lockdown, so everyone can just like can freely actually go out and do activities. It's just that it's limited and people are still continuing their lives. Actually, like see, I'm outside. Is Japan really as stressful as they say it? Maybe in really bad companies it is. Japan has really severe problem with overworking, and they're trying to work with that. Like the government has made laws to kind of like reduce overtime. But for me in my work, I'm not stressed. I can go home on time. I will probably know once I change jobs, I guess. Despite learning or mastering the language, does the feeling of being a foreigner still linger? Yes, it does, of course, because like first of all, this outside appearance is still a foreigner, and of course that will always affect how people approach you first. Korean is the only other language that I felt like I kind of mastered. Japanese is still something I haven't mastered, and the thing is like it's so difficult to still express myself despite knowing the language. There are things that I still cannot understand, whether it be the language itself or just the culture itself. How difficult is it to learn Japanese after learning Korean? Actually, the word shouldn't be difficult because actually Korean helps a lot in learning Japanese. Like there's so many similarities with Korean and Japanese. The grammar, the vocabulary, that is a big similarity, because you know a lot of their words also come from hanja or kanji, which are Chinese characters. So sometimes I just try to connect like this Chinese character is like this in Korean, and like it just makes sense in my brain. So when I try to think in Japanese, I think first in Korean and then I translate it. Of course, a direct translation is still weird, but you know, it helps me get by. Have you ever experienced racism, and how do you deal with racism? I haven't experienced like very severe racism, but there are moments that I felt like I was discriminated. Probably one funny episode in Korea was like I was in the subway with some of my friends and somebody shouted at us like, "Go back to your country." Like, okay, whatever. We just ignore, like, okay, like, yeah, that was weird, like funny, blah blah. I just ignore it, you know. You don't linger on that. Another experience would probably be when I went to this one Japanese bank. I was gonna try to open a bank account, and just at the entrance they already didn't want to let me in because like they were kind of saying like, oh, if you can't communicate properly in Japanese, we won't be able to help you. And I'm like, I was speaking in Japanese, okay, but my Japanese is not perfect. So they were kind of like, we don't want to let you in. I don't think we can help you, kind of thing. But because I was a bit pushy, like they just let me in, and I got to talk to the teller. But like after the teller kind of interviewed me, they just said like, oh, sorry, we can't help you this time. And like maybe you could bring a Japanese person next time to help you, like, you know, communicate. Of course that makes me really mad. Like I was really mad that day, but like, you know, just let it subside and accept some facts and just move on. You know, not everyone is like that. Not all banks are like that. There were banks that were willing to open an account for me. Of course, like the only way you could deal with it is like to think that not everyone is like that, and to just like strengthen your mind and your heart, because racism is everywhere. I know like we should be doing something about it, but when you face it, you have to deal with it strongly. Like you don't let it ruin your whole day or put down your motivation on anything. So yeah. You still drink iced tea or do you drink tequila now? I don't drink. Generally, I don't drink. Maybe the furthest I've drank in Japan is horoyoi or like flavored makgeolli. Like, I'm sorry. I drank iced tea this morning. Did you learn anything living abroad? I learned a lot. I mean, maybe the biggest thing you learn is about yourself. When you're pushed to a place that is not your comfort zone, whatever you've learned and believed in your whole life growing up is suddenly challenged. And that's when you decide, like, what do I believe in? What do I stand for? And what do I change? I've come to know myself more while living abroad, and I think that's really great. I learned to be independent. I left home 16 years old, and I'm now 25. Whoa. But yeah, so there are many lessons to take in, but I think one of the greatest things is like that, learning about myself and being challenged in many different ways. How is it dating a Korean boy or a Japanese boy? First of all, I've only had one relationship, and that's with a Korean guy, and that's over. And I have no like benchmark for like comparing it. Like what does it feel to date a Filipino? What does it feel to date a Korean? I don't know, bro. Probably the difference you would find is like you learn a language faster, of course, because you want to like communicate with that person. And second, like you have to be more open-minded with like how you understand culture. It's really crucial because there are also dating culture that every country has, and because of that, like sometimes there are clashing ideas, and like when do you introduce your partner to your family or whatever. That's all different in every culture. As for dating Japanese guys, I can't comment on that one. I hesitated to write it. It's 600 yen, and I've rode a bunch of like Ferris wheels before, so see that? It's almost closing time and I'm so tired. I'll be going back. Woo! Okay, after being outside the whole day, I'm now back home, so I want to finish the questions. Alright? The next question is, if you were a superhero, what superpower would you want? I want Jean Grey's powers. In X-Men, Jean Grey has always been my favorite, and I love her telekinesis and telepathy powers, so I want that. How is Japanese lifestyle different from Korean lifestyle? This is pretty hard to compare because I lived in Seoul in Korea. That's like a very city area, and now I live like in the countryside here in Ibaraki. So of course the life is super different when you're living in like city and countryside. It would be fairer to compare my life in Japan and Korea if I was living in Tokyo. I've been to Tokyo a couple times, actually many times, but I haven't lived there. But if you ask me, there's a lot of similarities with Korea and Japan, but I have to say Korea is really much more fast-paced, and that they're really quick to apply technology in their everyday life, whereas Japan is still kind of traditional in some ways. And going deeper into that, it will be a very long explanation, but in general, that's what I feel. How do I edit my pictures? I edit with Lightroom, and I also have Lightroom on my phone, so I can edit on the go. I can touch here a video of a quick edit. What's the most independent thing you've done living abroad? You know, when you say independent, right? Like you're doing something on your own without anybody's help. And I always feel that I'm very independent when I deal with things related to immigration and being a foreigner in a different country, you know, like all those documents and papers, legal stuff. What's the most challenging part in working abroad? Language. Language and culture, of course, because like that's where you get all the shock. Like when you cannot communicate yourself, it's so hard to express and to get what you want. You know, language is power. It's a good challenge because it's developing an important skill in my life, you know. And of course, culture is something you have to be more open-minded about. Like there will be things that you're just going to be shocked with, or something that's just like, you know, you can't accept or you've never been used to in your whole life. But going in with an open mind to like understand and try to accept it, yeah, that takes some effort. What is something you wish people knew about you? There's a lot of things I could say, but what I want to say is that I'm just very, you know, outside I look like I'm just okay, I'm like just cool or whatever, but honestly in here and here there's a lot of things going on. I also think a lot when I care about something. So I want to say and do something to show how much I care, but like I'm sometimes overtaken by, you know, being shy. Itadakimasu. And lastly, what is your birthday wish? My birthday wish is to be happy. No, it's just I really want to have peace. I'm going to go through another transition in my life, and I'm quite anxious about it. I just want to find peace, and I just want to be happy. So, wow, thank you for joining me in this whole day whole day vlog. It was tiring, but from past experience of like shooting on my own, I'm able to do this thing, and I enjoyed going out and doing stuff. So until next time, y'all, thank you. You can send in your gifts later. I'm just kidding. Yeah, thank you. That's all.